Hello and welcome to episode 98 of season 2 of Bobo Arty Records. Yay! So, yes, today is actually Monday and I'm recording these a little bit late. My sister-in-law just had a little baby and we popped up to see them and stuff because we live down south and they live a little way up country, so we travelled up yesterday to see them and spent the whole day there and got back quite late. So I had today off work, which is good because I need the rest. And we're actually going to go see the new Thor movie later. But I wanted to try and get Wednesday and Friday's episode. So this is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, so let's make a start in the GWE 100. Now, after our experiment with the S51, obviously some of those matches on Monday weren't super duper, but I don't know, I think I need a few more off-camera games with the smaller gun just to see if I do prefer it. To be honest, it's a slightly shorter stun duration and I'm like, how much does that really affect us? Does that give us more XP or, you know, better credit earnings if we've got a longer stun duration, because then it gives people a better chance of being able to hit them whilst they're stunned and blah blah blah. The actual splash damage as well didn't seem, in my opinion, it didn't feel quite as chunky. But yeah, so after something that Rusty pointed out was about kind of the new meta at the moment is getting that combination of large caliber gun with a decent splash radius and stun versus a decent reload and aim time. And the GWE 100 is definitely one of those. Although it's got that narrow arc, I mean, with Brothers in Arms and things like that, it aims in relatively nicely, to be honest. Ooh, tier 10s all the way. Good stuff. Okay, let's we'll sit down on the dog leg again then. So this one's a bit hit and miss for me. Sometimes that's such a pun for artillery puns. Because sometimes I can do really well in this, just because the amount of shells you can get off, you can get, you know, 2,500 damage pretty readily, and other times I can find that if you don't have the targets to shoot at, or you find yourself just looking at stuff quite a bit, then you end up not really being able to achieve what you'd like. But okay, that's a new one. Ooh, don't tip it over, Bobo, jeez. Okay, so there's been some medium tanks and a little light that was very brave to begin with. But I want to concentrate on getting into a position. This machine is fairly slow, so you have to make sure that if you want to avoid some counter battery, that you get a decent amount of movement in as soon as you fired that shell. Now, these two are in a brilliant position for us to not hit, which is just super. Now, didn't really lead him enough, but at least we got some stun. So, there's a Jagdpanzer 100. Probably going to be worth trying to hit him and also have a go at these medium tanks if necessary. I do want to get one of those AMX-30Bs eventually. I'm not very good with medium tanks, but I do like them. Seeing as though he's sat very still, let's throw a shell at him. I think this guy's probably going to be more dangerous. Though saying that, they're almost as equally as dangerous. Down south isn't looking too hot, I must admit. I think if our guys pull back and allow them round in such a way that we can get some shells off at them, then I think we will. Now, that's something that the Jagdpanzer 100 it's really frustrating, is when you end up, see, I didn't move there when I fired the shot. It's pretty silly of me. Is when you wait for that bloody 25-30 second reload, and then it goes bounce. Really? So, right now we're not going to be able to hit anyone over this way. They're all in a decent enough position to not really do very much. So, these medium tanks are pushing over towards our guy. Let's see if we can help him out a tidge. Let's see what they do here. They're going to get right round on him. Oh dear, we're going to end up finishing him off there. Never mind. Okay, I should have marked whereabouts. I'm actually going to apologise. Never mind. It is what it is. Yes, so I should have marked the ground to let him know where I was, and I probably should have waited a little bit. I wanted to try and get a shot off on that TVP just to try and help out Tidge, but it didn't really work out, did it? Good stuff. So we're getting a decent amount of stun at least. Look at that, it's over 3,000 already. Wow, look at that, we got kind of a compliment there. Blimey. Okay, so we can't quite hit this chap. I'm sure until he moves up over this way, we're not really going to be able to get much on him now. I'm hoping. Maybe. There we go. Let's try and push forward a little bit more. There's the 58. He's sat in a position I wouldn't have imagined he would be. I suppose that is a fairly popular position for people, isn't it? So, see if we can help out with this wagon. It's like an old wagon. Let's see if we can... Alright, no need. He's gone completely dead. Not sure that we'll be able to get in a position to help out much more now. I think our guys are going to be able to push around on these two tank destroyers and just surround them. I don't really have the DPM to survive. Let's have a watch, shall we? Wow, he's got like no hit points left, and there he goes. Good stuff. Good game. Well, there we go. We ended up with Confederate, so we managed to hit a few targets here and there, didn't we? We didn't do too much of our own damage there, but we were quite good on XP. That's not bad. 6 shots fired, 1 direct hit with a penetration, 8 splash, 1,154. Over 3,680 stun damage, though, with 8 stuns. So, look at that. Total number of 10 bonds there. That's not too bad. Okay, so we had a bit of a fine for some damage there on our medium tank, but he didn't seem to mind too much. I think that was alright. So, good. Okay. So one of the others then that I was thinking about was the M53 and 55. I know these are all higher tier ones. Maybe we can have a look at some of the lower tier ones if you've got any ideas of ones that you think of. The 9s and the 10s were the ones that I thought might be something that are going to be more along the lines of being able to do large amounts of splash with a half decent reload and things like that. So the SU-8 comes to mind for some reason. But yes, so I mean with the 2 guns on this one, I mean I'm really thinking you've got 5-second stun duration difference. The average penetration and the damage, you know, not too much. Okay, the rate of fire is slightly better and so's the aim time, but I'm feeling like this 8-inch gun is probably the way to go with the M53 and 55, but let's go try him and see what happens. Okie dokie, Sand River, 2 artillery per side, 9s and 10s. I think we've got the better bunch, look, M53 and 55 and the Batchat 55, rather than the GW Tiger, although saying that the GW Tiger is pretty good, and the 2128. So I think we've got the better bunch of artillery. Now we're in the south east-ish. I'm actually thinking of pushing over this way. I know normally I sit kind of there by that dune, don't I? So something I was thinking of doing was having a look up here. I don't really sit kind of around these bits very often, but I was wondering if it might give us a better glimpse of this kind of area. I mean, I don't know yet, but wait and see what gets spotted. People tend to like to come up this middle just to spot just at the beginning, so it's interesting how things have changed where the heavies tend to go down in this riverbed now rather than up here. I mean, obviously when this was the place that a lot of them went, the riverbeds weren't accessible anyway, so it's a light tank down south there, a couple of mediums up here, which is what you'd expect. I'm not too fussed about up here at the moment. I don't think they're going to push on very well. These guys are always really hard to pen, I found, when I'm playing like the E100 and stuff. They're always a bit of a pain. Now, we can get a shot on him, but it's going to be really difficult. I think we need to wait until he pushes out a little bit more. There we go. Good. So I'm not going to move around because I feel that I'm maybe in a position that counter battery is not going to be too much of a problem. Might move around if needs be. Wow, there's lots of tank destroyers and things around here. Okay. So let's try and remember just to make sure we get targets lined up, ready for our reloads, and get as many shells off as we possibly can. This would be perfect there, just to be able to splish between these two. This tortoise is being very brave. Okay, so we stunned both of them. They might back off and try and use repair kits and things. The north is looking interesting. The south is pretty much dead at the moment. Maybe we could try and help out with this Foch then. He's going to get bloody moved before we get aimed in and reloaded though. So you know what I was just saying about getting something reloaded, aimed in and all that kind of thing? Yeah. Okay. Maybe we can throw something in this guy's direction. Okay, I thought he was going to move forwards a little bit more than he did, but that went long, so it's not too bad. Just a tortoise up here now. Really need to try and help him out. Keep an eye on these medium tanks because they're going to do him a bit of mischief if they get round him. Hopefully he should spot them soon. And he's going to do exactly what I would do. Try and get out the way of the artillery. Okay, splashed him a tidge. Not too bad. Hopefully these guys will push on around that way. Now, looking at the centre here, we've got a lot of tanks down south that don't really seem to be doing very much at the moment. Our E100 is really not looking very clever. And he's not really spotting anybody. And there he goes. So which tortoise was that? Okay, so he's probably over this way then. I'm not liking this. This is starting to be dangerous. There's E75. Very, very good machine, but very squidgy at the same time. Oh dear. That's a shame. At least we'll get some stun. Keep an eye on that light tank that's popping in because we're up quite high, so he might spot us. Okay, we'll keep looking at this guy. I think he's probably going to push back. Oh no, he's gone in there. Okay, let's have a ganders here then. Let's just see what we can do. Really? At least we destroyed the stuff around him. Oh dear. Not cool. I think we should move. Just get over this way a little bit. See what we can do here. See if we can shoot through the gap. Maybe it's going to be good if we can... Okay, never mind. I was going to say finish off the... Ooh. Okay, maybe we can give him a bit of a splish. That was a tiny amount of splish, but it still was something. We could do with trying to move around a little bit more, couldn't we? I wonder then if maybe we could risk it. Oh dear, we're not going to get out of there, are we? Balls. Okay. That's going to screw with us a little bit. Let's go this way. What I wanted to try and do was head round south a little bit and see if maybe we can get something round and finish that E75 off. There's the thing, we're going to get spotted here, I would have thought. Okay. Yes, we did. I think if we get nice and close up here, stop. Good stuff. Just want to see if we can spot where any artillery shells come in at. So that might give us an indication of where the enemy artillery are, but... Okay, we haven't had anything. Ooh, okay. So we spotted the tortoise. Just going to hold my right mouse button just to hold this here. So we got some spotting damage there. How good is that? Okay, we really need to try and help out finishing off that VK or something. Maybe we can push over a little bit. Oh dear, okay. Wonder if we can... Damn it. Okay, I was kind of hoping that we might be able to... Oh, jeez, really? I'm really surprised that artillery haven't had a go at us yet. Okay, a few seconds left. Let's see if we can possibly... Oh, you bastard. That's exactly what I would have done. See if we can back up into a point where... I'm going to ignore the fact that we're getting spotted now and just see if we can throw something here. Do we go for the VK? We wait for the tortoise. Oh dear. There we go. Right. Good stuff. Now where's that SU? There he is. There he goes. Maybe we should... Never mind. Maybe we should see if we can go for him, but, you know, the artillery did take a little while to start getting on us there, but they did eventually. Okay, good. So, let's wait and see how this turns out. I think our guys should probably be able to do this, I would have thought. There we go, just the 2 artillery left. Alright, we'll leave them here, because I don't want to watch them kind of skedaddle around for half an hour. Although saying that, there's only 4 minutes left anyway. And yeah, maybe we can try something else. Okie dokie, so that was a victory in the end. They did the sensible thing and actually capped it, which is what I would have done too. So, not too bad on XP, midway on damage. So, 10 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 4 penetration, 6 splash for 1,740. We got both assistance and stun this time. Look at that, over 3,000 stun with 9 individual stuns. I'm happy with that. Made a little bit of a loss, but, you know, premium consumables and, you know, vehicle repair and all that malarkey we're going to, I suppose. So, we're sitting fairly steadily around 3.7 million in credits. Doesn't really go up and down much from there, because I tried to even things out by playing some tanks and things like that, you know. Right, we've done 2, let's try and do 3. I know it's around 20 minutes, but hey ho, let's have a bit of a longer one. So, maybe we should try the GW Tiger. This thing feels really nice, especially with the 21 centimeter. Now, the stun on this is not too much different. You see, it's only a few seconds. So, rate of fire is better. Average damage per minute is better. Aim time is slightly better, but I don't know. Let's go see, shall we? Right. Eurovanka. 1 artillery per side, 9s and 10s. We're in the north. So we're going to head over to the west-hand side. I was thinking to myself while this countdown timer was going, like, I'm sure I've said it before, but the talking and playing is actually a lot more difficult than you'd think it would be. Like, I suppose with artillery it's a little bit easier because we're not moving around as much, but still, trying to take in all the information and compute stuff whilst kind of having a bit of verbal diarrhea is difficult. So yeah. Something else I don't know if I've mentioned is that, you know, I'm kind of glad that I don't rely on YouTube for revenue, because recently, the last couple of weeks, all of my videos have been unmonetized for the first like couple of days, which is when obviously most people watch. So, not that I earn very much anyway. You know, I don't do this to earn lots of monies. I do it because I enjoy it. Okay, I wasn't expecting that to hit, but I'm glad it did. And he's gone. Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know why it's become such a problem. Other than, you know, them changing their algorithm and all that malarkey. See, this actually feels quite nice. The fact that good bit of splash on both of those two. Let's just move forwards a little bit. Wonder where that FE is. He's got to be behind the house. Yes, he is. Okay, so we do have a good spot on him. No one seems to be penning him at the moment. That's bloody lucky of him, isn't it? Maybe we could stick around and throw something at him. I can't imagine he's going to be... No, saying that, stunning these guys. Whilst there's so many of them sat together. Maybe we can push forward a little bit more and get a better shot on the FV. That was a bad decision from me, really. I should have just fired at the FV while we had the chance. I mean, there was only 2 seconds to go on the bloody reload, wasn't there? And then I decided to move. So the IS-7 thinks that the artillery's probably down here. Understandable. M53 and 55. Here's Conway. We throw something at him. You can see this aim time is fairly reasonable. He actually moved forward there. You see that tree go down. I haven't really mentioned much about the eastern side. I have spotted that it's not going brilliantly well, but there's not really much we can do at the moment. I kind of want to help. I want to help these guys push forwards. Maybe we can splishy splash him perhaps. Or not. Let's keep pushing forwards. I don't want to be at that point where we're going to get bum-funned by some of the people headed round down the eastern side. Surprised the artillery hasn't been spotted yet. Okay, there you go, there's another gun out of the game. I do feel that that's one of our main things now, is we need to try and finish off anybody that's kind of stuck around, because I mean, regardless of... Ooh, fucker. Regardless of how many hit points somebody's got, a live gun is a live gun, isn't it? Okay, let's see what we can do. Keep backing up, shall we? While these guys are behind the hill there, we're not going to be able to do too much. E100 up here. Maybe it's best to throw something in his direction. Sheridan's finally spotted the M53 and 55, and he's taking them out, so that's good. Little bit of damage on him. Okay, the pattern is going to spot us, so we're going to get at least one hit in the side and the tortoise as well. So, didn't really move far enough. I should have pushed on further down, I think. Or if I'd have bloody stayed where I was, then it would have been alright as well, wouldn't it? But I wasn't entirely confident that the people around the eastern side were going to not push the way they did, so... Hey ho, never mind. We'll leave it there and see what kind of result we get. Okie dokie, that was a defeat in the end. Our guys kind of fell apart a little bit there, but hey ho, these guys did very well, so understandable. Alright, just shy of 2,000 damage again there. 7 shots fired, only 3 direct hits with 3 penetration, 6 splash, 1,832. No assistance damage, 906 stun, but 7 stuns, so over our average of stuns. Okay. Rightio then. Alright, well that's a bit of a longer one, and yeah, I suppose this crew's fairly fresh as well. They haven't got brothers in arms and stuff yet, so, you know, there's a thing. Alright, I'll leave it there for this episode then. It's a bit of a longer one, eh? Leave a like and stuff if you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday. So, until then. Bye!